Dynamic communication, the dynamic communicator, the effective communicator's key to engaging and effective interaction. Dynamic communication. A dynamic communicator is flexible, adaptive, and engaging. They are flexible. They're able to address an audience according to their needs of the audience. Who are the audience? Are they a group of engineers, building contractors? Are they electricians? Are they business executives? Are they sales executives? Are they chief financial officers? Are they doctors and nurses? They're flexible. They're adaptive. They can adapt to any situation. A group of angry shareholders, a group of concerned citizens who are saying there is no bridge in our town. They're engaging, they're able to engage people in a conversation, in a dialogue, and get feedback and give feedback to people. So, in dynamic communication, there is the concept of adaptability. If you are a dynamic communicator, you're able to tailor your message based on your audience's needs, reactions, and feedback. You know how they're going to react, you know what they need, and accordingly, you tailor your speech. If you're talking to shareholders, you must know how to talk to a shareholder, use the correct terms, the financial terms with the shareholders. If I'm talking to a group of civil engineers who are going to design a bridge or a dam, I know how to talk to them, use the correct jargon with them, and get things done and get feedback. Communication is two ways. You give and take, listen and hear, and you talk again. You give feedback because feedback, you know how to improve things. In adaptability means you can shift the tone of your voice, the style in which you move, the way you dress, your body language, and your approach. How do you approach people? Is depending on the situation, whether you're speaking to a team, addressing a large crowd, or engaging one conversations. For example, somebody who's a counselor. So that counselor, he or she, will be engaging in a counseling session with someone, and they're able to adapt their conversation, their tone of voice in that conversation. If you're dealing with a group of parents in a school who are interested in their children's education and they want to know what's the latest change, what are the latest changes in the curriculum, and maybe some are not happy about it, you know how to talk. You're able to adapt to the situation at hand. Engagement and interaction. If you are a dynamic and effective communicator, you will encourage dialogue rather than delivering monologues because communication is fully duplex. It is two-way. You talk, you get feedback. They talk, you give them feedback. There is always a feedback. So they are also able to ask questions. They can tell stories related to the topic at hand. And they can use body language effectively to captivate your audience. But here, everything must be appropriate to the nature of the talk and who the audience is. Next. Emotional intelligence. An effective communicator, a dynamic communicator who is interacting with people has emotional intelligence because they understand their thoughts and feelings. They're able to understand the thoughts and feelings of others, and they will use words appropriately in crafting responses that resonate with your audience. If you're a dynamic communicator, you can sense the tension, sadness, excitement, confusion of that audience of yours and adjust your approach accordingly. You know how to talk to them according to the situation. For instance, you are an insurance underwriter and you are going to insure someone who wants fire insurance in their house because they're concerned that there may be a fire in their house. So you know how to talk to them. They are very, very tense. They are very, very worried because later they might have to make a claim. So you know how to talk to them. Clarity and precision. All your messages, an effective dynamic communicator will only use simple language, which is easy to understand. There is full comprehension of whatever a dynamic communicator says. Avoid jargon. Do not sound pedantic and verbose with people. They'll get bored with you and fed up. Do not use overly complex language. Language, if it's complex, must be appropriate. If you're talking to a group of airline pilots, then use airline language, which the airline knows. For example, rollback is a phrasal verb used by the airlines and air traffic controllers. And focus on being concise and yet impactful, because the way you talk to them must have impact, because then they'll give you feedback, they'll interact with you positively, and you are concise, you're crystalline, you're clear cut in everything you say. There's complete transparency. Persuasiveness is an important toolkit for an effective communicator, because by being an effective communicator, you're able to persuade people to see your line of thought, to see how you think, what you say. You're able to persuade them to come to your point of view. And they do this but through well-structured arguments, compelling narratives, and confident delivery of their message. They are confident, they are self-assured, and they are able to assuage and persuade people. Persuasive communication is very essential in leadership, sales, public speaking, and negotiation. Effective communication, dynamic communication requires very effective non-verbal cues. Your body language, the way you move, the way you talk, your eye contact must be constant. You're always looking at your audience, whether it's one person, two people, or 10,000 people. Your gaze goes to all of them. You make eye contact with every one of them. Every one of them knows that you are paying attention to them, and you are eliciting their attention towards you, the effective dynamic communicator. Your gestures are all appropriate, and they will then reinforce your verbal messages. You see, a dynamic communicator ensures his or her non-verbal signals align with your words. As I always said, appropriacy, everything must be appropriate. Who are you talking to? What is the context? What has happened? Accordingly, you design your speech. Now, what are the benefits of dynamic communication? Well, you're able to build strong personal and professional relationships. You can enhance your leadership and teamwork. You will be a very good communicator. Therefore, when you can communicate with those who you are leading, you will be able to get the best out of them. They will know what you're saying. You also know what they are saying, and you can create very good teamwork with people. It improves conflict resolution and negotiation skills. Imagine you are a UN peacekeeper and you have to do conflict resolution. So how you talk to them, how you are dynamic with people, you're able to resolve conflicts. And negotiation skills, any diplomat, any salesman or saleswoman will know. You know how to negotiate something. It strengthens public speaking and presentation abilities. You'll be a great public speaker and a great presenter. Now, how do we develop dynamic communication skills? There are 4 ways. All 4 must be done. 1, practice active listening. You are listening actively to people. You know what they're saying. You're using all your body language, your verbal cues, and your verbal language in questioning them. So showing them that you are interested in what they're saying. You must focus fully on the speaker, acknowledge their points, and respond thoughtfully. Think before you respond. You have to use a great deal of emotional intelligence in dynamic communication skills. Improve your emotional awareness. This is where your emotional intelligence comes in. You must pay attention to your own emotions and regulate yourself and those of others so that you can communicate with empathy. You can enhance your public speaking skills. You can join groups like Toastmasters or practice speaking in front of a mirror or even a computer, like what I often do. And you adapt your communication style. You must be mindful that there are different personalities in the audience, and you must adjust your tone accordingly. So, by mastering dynamic communication, you can foster stronger connections with people, inspire action, and become a more influential in and an effective communicator. Thank you.